I was pondering the question of why we desire that what we create to be unique. It was a random thought of mine, and upon reflection I somehow was reminded of a memory. There was a time in my life when I was briefly friends with a musician. It was the type of nights young men would often have in their 20s, when you drink too much and believe your drunken words are more profound than they actually are. And during one of these rambling conversations, we were talking about the various ways in which society had become commodified. In fact, if I remember correctly, my musician friend had been the one to start this rant. He had Marxist leanings, and he went on to describe the various ways each sector of society had become commodified. However, in a moment of playfulness, I responded with a mixture of both jest and seriousness, that he, the great musician, was not exempt from this commodification, and that music too had become a commodity in this modern society of ours. Although he had been eager to express how other people's professions or careers had become commodified, his emotional reaction to this topic of music was something to remember. Perhaps due to the alcohol, or due to the personal nature of the topic, his outburst indicated that I had greatly offended my friend. I was thinking about our interaction and his responses recently. As humans, I think that we don't want that what we create to be a commodity. We want what we create to be unique, original, and one of a kind. But if we reflect upon this, we should realize that we shouldn't take this for granted. We shouldn't take it for granted that we have a deep desire for that which we create to be unique. After all, we often don't care if we are unique in all of our activities. If you think about a lot of human behavior, we act the exact opposite. Rather, we strive to simplify our behavior by reducing it down to easy, repeatable actions. For example, I happen to go to the gym, and like many gym goers, I have a workout routine. I may alter it here and there to maximize the results, but once I have a system down, I strive to follow it for efficiency. I follow the same workout routine over and over again. We do this with many aspects of our lives. We usually drive the same route to work, or we often have a system down for chores. Furthermore, if we think about it, people generally find change very hard. Most people have a difficult time with change and are reluctant to embrace change. We want everything to be the same, to be predictable. Yet for some reason, when it comes to our realm of creativity, we actually desire the opposite. We desire for our creation to be unique and original. If our creation is unique and original, it necessarily can't be the same as something before. This means that it must be different than what existed prior, and that the creation could be said to have been an act of change in and of itself. The other thing I noticed from my interaction with my musician friend was just how emotional he became in defense of music. It was something major for him. It was something dear. I had not criticized his decisions to be a musician. I had not criticized his particular music. I had simply made a comment concerning music itself, or the modern creation of music in general. But that comment had taken away from the value of what he held dear, what he was involved in creating. His outburst showed vulnerability. When we truly hold something dear, we give it value. Because the immense value it holds for us, we either believe or view it as unique and rare. After all, it would be hard to hold dear to us what we viewed as common. It wouldn't make sense to hold dear an interchangeable commodity. You wouldn't feel sadness over losing a common grain of sand while in the desert. My friend definitely greatly valued music, and so could not see it as a commodity. My friend was therefore making a value judgment. However, in order for us to judge something, we obviously must assign value to that which we are judging. In order to assign value to something, we need standards by which to judge that item. As the standards we use to judge something come from within us, our standards reveal a lot about who we are as a person. Therefore, by judging, we both ascribe value to something while expressing our own identity. Therefore, when reflecting upon the interaction I had with my friend, I believe that we desire for our own creations to be unique for the following reason. Simply, that since the natural state of people is to not desire change, when we give birth through creation, we are bringing about change in a very personal way, in a way that we value. A change in the world that is brought about by us reveals our values and who we truly are and leaves us vulnerable. Therefore, I believe that the interaction with my friend may have taught me one aspect of why we desire that which we create to be unique. The natural state of people is not to change. However, to create something is to bring forth change. Therefore, creation causes change, and since our innate state is not to cause change, on some level, we must feel that there should be a reason we are causing that change. However, since we are the cause of that change, it means that we value the change that we are bringing forth, and hence, that change we are bringing forth says something intimate about us personally. Therefore, because that change says something about us personally and represents us on some level, we want that change to be unique, as not only do we want to feel special and unique ourselves, but by being unique, it makes it more valuable and proves that what we are creating is not a commodity, but is something worth being brought forth.